Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for 6 things that we learned from Atletico Madrid 0, Chelsea 1. We got the blue sign back in the background. Benson is back with the correct score predictions once again. And if that isn't a reason to hit the like button on today's video and subscribe to GBFC if you're new around here and haven't already done so, then I do not know what is. What an incredible night in Chelsea's Champions League history this could be. Thomas Tuchel comes in. Before this, I'll be completely honest, I didn't think a couple of weeks ago we had a single chance of beating Atletico Madrid in this game. I thought the way we were playing, the way they were playing, it was a recipe for Chelsea to be humiliated in the last 16 again. But no, there is a certain individual geezer. He goes by the name of Olivier Giroud. He's got the best haircut in football. What a beautiful man he is. He scored one of the best goals that Chelsea will ever score in knockout Champions League football with an absolutely sensational overhead kick. I'm sat there and I'm thinking, well, it's going to be given as offside, isn't it really? Because, well, it looked offside to me, and all the camera angles on the TV pretty much showed that Giroud was in an offside position. However, that wonderful thing, you know, what a beautiful invention in the world of football that VAR, the video assistant referee, takes a look at it and realises that it actually comes off the Atletico Madrid player, and Olivier Giroud's absolutely gargantuan moment of brilliance will stand in the history books as the goal that won Chelsea the first leg of this Champions League tie, the away tie against Atletico Madrid. I'm very excited to get into the green boxes today, but we start off with a blue box for the man, the myth, the legend that is Olivier Giroud. I feel as though it would actually warrant me sitting here for 10 minutes straight just talking about Olivier Giroud and what an incredible signing he has been for Chelsea, but I won't do that. I'll try and focus on what he's done on the pitch today. It's a very odd one because in the first half, I don't think he imposed himself on the game whatsoever. And I actually thought at half-time he might have been bought off by Thomas Tuchel because we've seen Tammy Abraham come off at half-time when he's not able to impose himself on the game in the final third. But Thomas Tuchel doesn't bring him off, and what a wonderful decision it was. Other than, well, I mean, it's the goal. It's the goal of dreams. It's the goal of the flipping season from Olivier Giroud. Other than that, we saw that he's always trying to once again involve other players around him in the game. Not necessarily to the best effect tonight at times, but what you know with Olivier Giroud, a man who, you know, won Chelsea the Europa League by finishing the top scorer, is our top scorer in the Champions League so far this season, scored 4 goals away in Seville, scores the winner tonight. What you know with Olivier Giroud is there's always that moment of just sheer brilliance that very few players in world football actually have in their locker. Olivier Giroud brings it out the bag on the biggest stage, in the big occasions, and that goal, I went absolutely flipping mad on my sofa. It's one of those where if we were having an away day right now, you guys know that we would be absolutely like, there would be arms and legs flipping on the field. I don't know what would be going on, but it was a fantastic performance from Chelsea in terms of managing the game. I think there were definitely moments where there were poor things happening from us on the pitch, and I'll go into them a little later. But what a win this is. 1-0, we get that away goal, but we've got to move on from this. You know, I can't just sit here talking about Olivier Giroud. Maybe you guys would actually sit and listen to it. I hope you would. Let me know in the comments if you would. But box number 2, I'm giving a yellow tonight for Jorginho. I think in terms of, again, I always seem to be talking about the shape of this Chelsea team, which I actually think is one of the key reasons why we don't really give teams any chances. But Jorginho's passing today was poor. There were many times where there were runs being made by Callum Hudson-Odoi, Marcus Alonso, even Olivier Giroud would be in good space, and then maybe there could be a little flick onto Werner or something. And Jorginho's final pass was just awful. You know, it's not even making it anywhere near the man, let alone actually getting to the man. And I think if we actually look at the balance and the shift of play within this game, Chelsea could have had multiple goals. You know, we absolutely dominated the possession of the ball. As I've already mentioned, we didn't give Atletico Madrid any clear-cut chances apart from in the first minute of the game where Mendy almost falls over and gives the ball to João Felix. But Jorginho, he's going to miss the second leg, but obviously I wanted him to be starting because I thought he would actually be very beneficial to Chelsea in terms of that shape and allowing us to control and maintain the possession, which we did. But the final ball, too many times I saw poor passes. I gave it a yellow, not a red, because obviously he finishes the game on the field. Chelsea get a famous win against Atletico Madrid away. It is a yellow for Jorginho, but we move into box number 3, and it is a green box for our captain. You know, I don't think I give Azpilicueta enough credit, but Thomas Tuchel looks at this Chelsea team when he comes into it, and Azpilicueta wasn't necessarily playing every game. You know, Reece James is there as the right back. Azpilicueta is a huge name within the Chelsea dressing room. He's been at this club now for so long, he's played so many games for Chelsea, and I think tonight, the way that he marshalled that defence when Mendy did look a little bit shaky at times at the back, I thought it was massive from Azpilicueta in terms of the way that he kept winning the ball in the air, kept trying to get forward again, even though Chelsea had to be very contained and balanced and manage how we actually tried to get numbers forward. I think it was a very calculated defensive performance today from Azpilicueta. We didn't have that much to do. I think Atletico Madrid will be disappointed. And I look at, you know, the way they play and the way they line up, and I actually feel sorry for players like João Felix. He's got so much ability, but he's constantly relying on counter-attacks. And even then, Azpilicueta was probably the best defender at shutting them out. I thought Christensen was fantastic again tonight. Rudiger was brilliant as well. But shout out to the captain. It was a huge performance from him. But we move into box number 4. And I know that this should be an incredibly positive video because we've just beaten Atletico Madrid in the away leg in the Champions League. But bringing it back to what I said about Jorginho, I've given a yellow box for incisiveness. I gave it a yellow, not a red, because I don't want to be that guy who sits here giving red boxes for things when we've just got a very famous victory away from home in the Champions League. But as I've said already, we dominated the possession. We maintained the way that we shifted the ball left and right and through the centre. It was very well balanced tonight from Chelsea, but the final ball was lacking so much again. You know, until the moment of sheer brilliance from Olivier Giroud that wins us the game. If this would have finished 0-0, it would have been one of the most frustrating 0-0 draws that we've seen. I know that's not how football works. We got the win. We got, well, not even 3 points. It is an amazing, huge win in knockout football. You know, we need to be more incisive in that final third. I bring it back to what I said in the last video where I talked about how ruthless we are in front of goal or how we're not ruthless in front of goal. You know, we really need to get a lot better when it comes to that kind of thing. And I think tonight, again, we saw that without being incisive in the final third, sometimes the little synchronised passes, the little flicks that Giroud was trying, or the passes that Mount were trying in the final third, they were going behind the player making the run. And I think, again, we can bring it back to the fact that these players aren't always playing with one another. It's still a very new team. It's a young team. And I wouldn't go as far as to say it was naive, but it's getting closer to Chelsea being, you know, a team that are going to create lots of chances. You know, the passes today were just a little bit too far ahead or a little bit too far behind, and it's fine margins now. But we move into box number 5, and this one is the key one in today's video. We got ourselves not only a clean sheet, which could have been a box all by itself, but, you know, I've got to be selective with how I talk about things in a game like this one. It is a green box for that elusive away goal. I mean, I'm going to bring it back up again. Did you see Olivier Giroud's goal tonight? It was just bloody wonderful, wasn't it? But the fact that we keep that clean sheet and take that away goal into the second leg, I am now very confident that we can actually go through. I know I said before the game that I was confident, and I said that we'd win 1-0. We won 1-0. It's not really that much of a surprise to anybody that I got it right again, is it? Let's be real. But that away goal could be absolutely massive for us going into the second leg. Whether it's played at Stamford Bridge or whether it's going to be played at a neutral venue, it doesn't matter now. You know, the fact that we managed to get not only the victory for the confidence, you know, the belief within a very young side, or, well, it's not necessarily that young of a side, there's a lot of experience out there, But the fact we managed to get that away goal, it just makes me confident, you know? Like, last season we were beaten 7-1 on aggregate by Bayern Munich. We were humbled. We really saw that a lack of experience in this Chelsea side was going to bite us. But this year, you know, Mason Mount I thought was fantastic again. He was unfortunate to get a yellow card in the first minute of the game, which is going to make him miss the second leg. We're going to miss Jorginho in the second leg as well. But moving into box number 6, it is a green box again for our manager. I thought the way that he managed the game today was perfect. You know, I mentioned that based off of what we've seen from him in the early stages, if strikers aren't imposing themselves, he brings them off at half time. Didn't do that today with Olivier Giroud. He knew how important he could be, and also the substitutions towards the end. When we actually got that goal, we see Pulisic and Havertz come on, we see Ziyech come on, Kante come on, Kovacic came off. We didn't want to lose him for that second leg. Mason Mount comes off as well because, well, we don't want to end up playing the final 10 minutes or so of the match with 10 men. I thought it was brilliant. And I think bringing it back to what I said earlier in this video, a few weeks ago, I did not think we had a chance in this tie. Tuchel's come in. We are still unbeaten with Thomas Tuchel as a manager. We win against Atletico Madrid. And I think the management today of the substitutions and the selection was absolutely perfect. Chelsea move into the Premier League game against Manchester United at the weekend, but we get the second leg next time in March, I think it is. I think it's like a month away that we've still got to wait for the home leg. But Chelsea win 1-0 against Atletico. This has been 6 things that we learned from the victory in Bucharest in Romania. It's a famous night for Chelsea FC. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to GBFC if you're new around here and you enjoy this kind of content. I'm going to get this out as soon as I possibly can for you all. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all later. Come on, you Blues.